He stood before the mirror. Emerald green dress. Long brunette wig. Hands trembling slightly. Then, her voice, warm and soft from behind him. "You look beautiful, darling." Scene 1 at home. Madeline stepped into the mirror's reflection. Her delicate hands reached up, tucking a stray strand of wig behind his ear. Ezra's heart swelled. "Thank you, Maddie. I don't know what I'd do without you." She smiled, but then her eyes shifted. That familiar shadow of worry crossing her face. He turned to face her, took her hands. "I know, love. Your work. Your friends. I understand." "I'm sorry," she whispered. "I wish things were different." He pulled her close. "This is enough. Being myself at home. With you, that means everything." And he meant it. But deep inside, a small part of him yearned for more. Scene 2, the plan. That night, as Madeline slept, Ezra sat at the vanity, removing his makeup. His mind wandered. Chicago was playing at the local theater. Limited run. His favorite musical. What if? The thought was reckless. He knew that. But the temptation was overwhelming. Scene 3, the theater. The next day, while Madeline was at work, Ezra got ready. Black cocktail dress. Tasteful jewelry. Low heels. Hours perfecting his makeup. He left a note for Madeline. Meeting an old friend for drinks. The lie tasted bitter. But he walked out the door anyway. Scene 4, the encounter. The theater buzzed with energy. Ezra found a seat near the back. Heart racing. Hyper-aware. But nobody gave him a second look. He was just another woman out for the evening. The show swept him away completely. Music, costumes, magic. Then, as the audience rose to applaud, a voice behind him. "Jane? Jane Thompson, is that you?" His blood turned to ice. He turned slowly. "Linda." Madeline's coworker. Beaming. Delighted. Completely unsuspecting. "I thought that was you." What a lovely surprise. Ezra's mind raced. One split-second decision. "Play along." "Linda, how wonderful," he replied, pitching his voice slightly higher. Wasn't the show just fabulous? To his absolute amazement, she noticed nothing. They chatted all the way out of the theater. Linda even suggested they all do lunch together soon. As her taxi pulled away, Ezra exhaled for the first time in an hour. He'd done it. But now he had to tell Madeline everything. Scene 5, confession. She was waiting up when he got home. "Ezra, you look pale. Is everything all right?" He sat down. "Maddie, we need to talk." Over the next hour, he told her everything. The theater. The dress. Linda. All of it. Madeline listened in stunned silence. Then, she burst out laughing. "Oh, Ezra. Only you could get yourself into something like this." He blinked. "You're not angry?" She wiped tears from her eyes and took his hands. "I'm not thrilled you went behind my back. But I have to admit, the idea of you fooling Linda is rather amusing." Relief flooded through him. Then Madeline's eyes lit up with something mischievous. "Actually, maybe this worked out perfectly." Scene 6, Jane Thompson is born. "You've accidentally created an alter ego," Madeline said. "Jane Thompson. My dear friend from out of town." Ezra's eyes went wide. "You mean go out together? Me as Jane?" She nodded slowly, smiling. "It would give you the freedom to be yourself in public, without risking my career or our life together. We'd have to be careful. But, Ezra, I think it could work." "Are you sure, Maddie?" "I love you," she said firmly. "All of you. And I want you to be happy." Scene 7, first outing. The weeks that followed were a whirlwind. They built Jane's persona together. Mannerisms, backstory, wardrobe. Their first outing as Madeline and Jane, a small cafe on the edge of town. Ezra's nerves were electric as they walked in. Madeline squeezed his hand across the table. "Relax, Jane. You look lovely. No one is going to suspect a thing." He took a breath and let himself become Jane. An hour later, they walked out together, laughing. Not a single person had looked twice. That wasn't so bad, was it? Madeline grinned. Ezra shook his head, a wide smile spreading across his face. It was wonderful. Maddie, you have no idea how much this means to me. Scene 8, a new life. Over the next few months, Madeline and Jane became a familiar sight around town. Shopping trips, art exhibitions. They even joined Madeline's book club. Ezra flourished. There were close calls, of course, running into Madeline's boss at a restaurant, a gust of wind nearly taking the wig at the park. But with each outing, their confidence grew. And Madeline? Madeline found herself enjoying every second of it. The secret, the thrill, the closeness it brought them. Scene 9. The dinner party. One Saturday at the farmer's market, Madeline got that mischievous look in her eye. Jane, I've been thinking. We should host a dinner party. Ezra nearly dropped the apples. A dinner party? Maddie, are you serious? Think about it,
she said.
If we can pull that off, we can handle anything. He bit his lip. Okay, let's do it. Scene 10, the party. The night arrived. Linda and her husband, Thomas and his wife Sarah. A dinner table full of people who knew Jane but had never spent a full evening with her. Ezra stood in the bedroom. Navy blue dress. Hands shaking. You are Jane Thompson, he whispered to himself. Confident.
Charming.
You've got this. The evening was perfect. Easy conversation. Madeline's incredible cooking. Laughter filling every corner of the room. Then, Linda leaned forward with a grin. Jane, you simply must tell them about the lake incident. Ezra froze. Fork halfway to his mouth. Eyes flying to Madeline in panic. Madeline smoothly cut in. Now, Linda, I don't think that's appropriate dinner table conversation. Besides, I'm sure Jane would rather forget that particular adventure. The table erupted in laughter. Crisis averted. Ezra shot her a grateful look. She is absolutely incredible. Scene 11. We did it. After the guests left, they stood together in the kitchen. Ezra set down the glass he was drying. We did it, he said softly. Maddie, we actually did it. She wrapped her arms around him from behind. You were amazing. I am so proud of you. He turned in her embrace, tears at the corners of his eyes. Thank you.
For accepting me. For supporting me.
For loving all of me. She cupped his face in her hands, eyes shining. Always, Ezra. You're my husband. My best friend. And now, she smiled, my glamorous best gal. I wouldn't have it any other way. Scene 12. Telling Claire. A year passed. Jane had become part of their world. Their social circle. Their life. But Ezra wanted something more. Someone else who truly knew. Maddie, I want to tell Claire. Madeline went quiet, then nodded. I think you're right. She'd understand. The dinner with Claire was terrifying. But when Ezra finally said the words, Claire, I'm Jane, there was a moment of silence. Then Claire burst out laughing. Oh my God, I can't believe I never noticed. It's so obvious now. She grabbed both their hands. Thank you for trusting me. I love you both. This doesn't change a single thing. The weight that lifted from Ezra's shoulders was almost physical. Outro. Months later, Ezra sat beside Madeline. Maddie, I figured something out. I don't want to transition fully. I love being Ezra too. I just want the freedom to be both. She took his hand. Of course it's okay. I love you, Ezra, Jane, and everyone in between. As long as you're happy and true to yourself, that's all that matters to me. He held her close. For the first time, he wasn't torn. He wasn't hiding. He was simply himself. In all his beautiful complexity.